Okay, so you get out here. What do you even do? How do you even start? Did your Professor Noonan or whatever his name?
Professor Noonan, yes. No, Professor.
Did he
Dubin.
have a connection for you guys or anything?
No,
or?
I mean we had been we had been networking, but nothing had come of it. And
Via
like through Syracuse and stuff like
alumni
that.
stuff?
Yeah, exactly, alumni stuff. And then so we came out here and we just started sending resumes out to every show that was going to be on TV that year. So like,
wow, how do you get how do you find this list?
So there was this book that used to come out called the Hollywood Creative Directory, and this was in 2004. Yeah, 2004.
Okay.
And it listed all the shows that were on like the previous year and their phone numbers and fax numbers.
Oh, wow.
And then for the new shows that were going to be on, it listed all the production companies.
Wow.
So like,
this doesn't exist anymore.
I'm sure it's online, but it's not. It used to we bought it
Get a print, just like
Barnes and Noble, whatever. And so we would call up all of these these offices and say, "Hey, we're looking for production assistant jobs," and they'd say either they're looking or they're looking to hire, or they're not looking for anybody. And then we'd say, "Can we just fax in our resume?" And they'd say, "Okay," and we'd ask who to fax it to, and then we would go to Kinko's and
fax it over.
Yeah.
Did you guys have one resume or did you send two?
No, we had because we were just looking for assistant jobs, and they're not hiring a team for assistants. Right. But our resume looked exactly the same, including our address. The only thing different was the name and the phone number.
I like the balls of you guys to do this. I feel like a lot of people, especially on the acting side, are so timid of stepping on toes and things like that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was sort of like, what do we have to lose?
Well, no, totally. Yeah. I think that's a common thing. It's like when you do realize what do you have to lose, who cares? And what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to be like, "Oh, you can never be an assistant in this town again."
There was a lot.
You crossed the line,
and it was an exciting time. We always say like because we had we whenever a California number called our cell phone, it was like, oh my god, like what could this be? Because we didn't know anybody in California, and it was like, who is this? Like, what is this about? And then it would just be like them calling and be like, hey, we just wanted to let you know we got your resume. We're not hiring. It was like a lot of that,
But still, at least they called you back.
Sometimes, yeah.
I feel like lately I've been trying to get a manager. I had one, and I've been trying to get a new one, and I get zero responses. So to even get acknowledged, it's really cool. I feel like.
Yeah, and then with the funny
plus
thing,
it's also encouraging. It almost encourages you guys to do it more, which is silly of them to even do.
I remember the Jimmy Kimmel show had just started, and so Matt got a call from an like a 818 number or whatever it was, and it was like, hey, like just letting you know we got your resume, but we're not hiring right now, but we'll keep it on file. And he was like, okay, like, and it was like, that was nice of the call. And then 5 minutes later, my phone rings, and I'm like, oh my god, who could this be? And it was just, hey, it's Jimmy Kimmel just calling us. I mean, not Jimmy Kimmel, but it's the show. That's calling us. And we were like, we did that all the time.
I do that all the time when I email myself.
Yeah,
I'll email myself, and then I'm like, oh, I got it.
Yeah, I do that too. Yep, I always do.
Wow, so I'm impressed by this. So you guys sent out a shit ton of resumes.
Yeah.
Nothing came of it, though? Or
so we sent out, like, I think the final tally was like 80-something, 85 resumes.
80 different shows?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then from that, we got 5 or 6 interviews each.
What?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Or maybe 4 or 5. Yeah, something like that. And then...
did you have anything substantial on your resume?
No.
It was just...
It was.
school.
I mean, Syracuse helped.
It was just basically a job.
The MTV
resume.
Beach House, obviously, was a huge deal.
Oh, yeah, we glazed over that.
No, it was like, that was a nothing internship, but it was very cool. It was much more cool to say, hey, I was an intern at the MTV Beach House than it was to actually be.
Did you stay at the MTV Beach House?
No, that was the thing. Oh. I had to commute from East Meadow, Long Island, it was like an hour drive, and I had to get a regular job on the side because I couldn't afford to not work. So
did you see any debauchery at least?
I mean,
or you weren't even there when they were filming? You were just sweeped up the house.
It was well, I learned that TRL, like there was like fake voting.
Oh, yeah. Obviously.
Well, I didn't know that. I was young and I was like, TRL.
Whatever record company pays.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, well, how could they possibly be getting the votes for Friday if we're filming it on Thursday? It was like a lot of that. I ripped the curtain away. Yeah, exactly. But then, no, on my resume, it was really Syracuse. And then Syracuse is very lucky. Like, there's a huge alumni network out here. So, that helped. And then, that we got a couple of interviews from people like that. And some people it was just like the first fax that came in, and they needed somebody at that day, and so they
That's
called
cool.
me. So it's just like you never know.
So what did you end up doing? Did you take a job from those?
So Matt got a job on CSI Miami.
Wow.
That was his first job. And then I
production assistant.
As production assistant. And then I think he got a job after like a month. And then
wow.
I was 2 months when I was like freaking out for that month because I was like, what the hell's going on? I got a job on a show called Listen Up.
Oh, okay.
And it was based on the Pardon the Interruption guys on ESPN.
Yeah.
And so it was Malcolm Jamal Warner and Jason Alexander.
That's great.
Yeah. And I was very lucky. I was the post PA there.
That's
even
amazing.
though I know still to this day nothing about posts. They tried to teach me and I could not pick it up. But
so 2 months after you got a job, that's fantastic.
yeah, it was